Assalamu alaikum. This is Mongmar Singh welcoming you to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. ACNEC approves 13 projects worth over 12,604 crore taka. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman to join various programs including foundation stone laying of Jashore Medical College Hospital tomorrow. Order to frame charges against 28, including Sheikh Fazlin Nurtaposh in Mohammadpur murder case during July mass uprising set on May 7. A Turkish ambassador meets Information and Broadcasting Minister, increasing communication between media outlets of two countries emphasized. Measles outbreak to decrease through ongoing vaccination program, observe experts. Hopes of diplomatic breakthrough in US-Israeli war with Iran received with both Tehran and Washington showing less willingness to soften terms. And Bangladesh to take on to New Zealand in first of three-match T20 series in Chattogram tomorrow. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. The Executive Committee of the National Economic Council, ACNEC, has approved 13 projects with a total estimated cost of 12,604 crore and 56 lakh taka. The approval was given at an ACNEC meeting held today in the Cabinet Division Conference Room at the Secretariat, presided over the Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. Members of the Cabinet and concerned secretaries were present at the meeting. After the meeting, State Minister for Planning Junaid Abdul Rahman Rohim Shasaki briefed journalists. He said that 13 projects were approved at the ACNEC meeting. The projects include the expanding access to integrated healthcare for the urban population project, a customs modernization and infrastructure development first revised project, a PPR disease eradication and foot and mouth disease control second revised third revision project, resilient infrastructure for adaptation and vulnerability reduction project, river first revised, construction of 5 climate resilient bridges in Mymensingh division, border road construction Rangamati, Khagachori and Bandarban Hill districts second phase, Bangladesh Railway Western Region track maintenance and rehabilitation first phase, construction of a road gauge railway line from Mudhukhali to Magura via Kamarkhali first revised, construction of residential facilities for sanitation workers under Chattogram City Corporation first revised, infrastructure development under Dhaka South City Corporation second revised, upgrading the Bira Girpul Burishal Tumra Boful Patuakhali District Highway J8910 to proper standards and with first revised, upgrading the Burishal Bhola Lokipur National Highway and 809 from Burishal Chorkawa to Lokipur via Bhola Ilisha Ferrygut to proper standards and with first revised, and construction of the Gomer Bridge over the Rangamati River at the 14 km of the Burishal Dinarier Pool, Lokipur Dumki District Highway first revised. The State Minister for Planning said that of the total project cost, 7,248 crore and 71 lakh taka will come from government funding, 5,240 crore and 26 lakh taka from project loans, and 15 crore and 51 lakh taka from the organization's own funds. Among the approved projects, 4 are new, 5 are revised, and 4 involve extension of tenure. Prime Minister Chattogram is scheduled to visit Jashore tomorrow as part of an official tour. During the visit, he will inaugurate the re-excavation of the Ulashi Canal in Sharsho Bujila and attend a civic reception. Later, the Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of Jashore Medical College Hospital. He will also address a public rally at the Jashore Central Idgah Maidan. The Prime Minister is likely to return to Dhaka later the same day after concluding his tour. A testimony is underway in the case against Shongbad Joy and Junaid Ahmed Palak over 3 charges including ordering killings by shutting down the internet during the July mass uprising. The hearing began in the morning at International Crimes Tribunal 2, led by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Majumdar. Meanwhile, in the case over crimes against humanity committed during the July uprising, the court-appointed defense counsel conducted the second day of cross-examination of the investigation officer, Ahmed Nasiruddin Mohammed, in the case against 7 accused, including Ubaidul Qadir. Earlier, the defense carried out the first day of the interrogation on April 23rd. The High Court has granted an additional 6 months to the task force formed to investigate the murder of the journalist couple Shagur Rooney. The order was issued today by a High Court bench comprising Justice Fatima Najib and Justice A.F.M. Saiful Karim. The investigation committee failed to complete within the previous 2 extensions of 6 months each. Attorney General Barrister Rulkudus Kajal said that the task force needs more time as it lacks initial data and evidence related to the murder. Earlier, the High Court had formed the task force to investigate the case and initially set a 6-month deadline. After the fall of Sheikh Hasina's government on August 5, 2024, Rooney's brother filed a writ petition with the High Court seeking to remove the investigation from RAP. Following the hearing of that writ, the High Court formed a 5-member high-power task force led by the Chief of the Police Bureau of Investigation (PBI). A journalist couple Shagur Sarwar and Meherin Rooney were murdered in their residence in West Raater Bazar in the capital on February 11 of 2012. The lower court has so far postponed the submission of the investigation report 125 times. Even after 13 years, multiple investigation agencies have failed to reach a conclusion in this high-profile case. The High Court has already granted 3 separate 6-month extensions regarding the investigation. A Turkish ambassador to Bangladesh, Ramiz Sen, today paid a courtesy call on Information and Broadcasting Minister Johiruddin Shopon at the latter's office. During the meeting, both sides discussed strengthening bilateral relations and enhancing cooperation in media, culture and knowledge-based sectors between the 2 countries. The Turkish ambassador congratulated the minister on assuming office. Johiruddin Shopon recalled his visit to Turkey in March to attend the Strategic Communications Summit and expressed gratitude to the Turkish government for organizing a timely and well-executed event. He emphasized that in today's technology-driven world, it is essential to bring digital platforms under a structured regulatory framework. However, he noted that such effort cannot be undertaken by a single country alone and require collective global action. The Turkish ambassador handed over a proposal to enhance cooperation between Turkish state television and radio and Bangladesh television and Bangladesh Better. During the Information and Broadcasting Minister's visit to Turkey in March, a bilateral meeting with Professor Burhanettin Duran, director of Turkey's Presidential Communication Directorate, resulted in a policy-level decision to sign a memorandum of understanding aimed at enhancing knowledge and information of modern information management system. Johiruddin Shopon also stressed the importance of the strengthening ties between the media organizations of both countries at the government level. Both sides further underscored the need to boost bilateral trade by diversifying products and increasing exchange visits among business delegations. A delegation from the Association of IPTV Owners paid a courtesy call on State Minister for Information and Broadcasting Yasir Khan Chaudhary at the Secretariat in the capital today. The meeting was held at the conference room of the Department of Information at the Secretariat. Information and Broadcasting Advisor to Prime Minister Dr. Jaidur Rahman was also present on the occasion. During the meeting, the representatives of the Association of IPTV Owners presented 4 written demands to the State Minister and the Advisor. The State Minister and the Advisor assured the delegation that the demands would be considered with importance. A nationwide vaccination campaign against measles is currently ongoing across the country. The vaccine is being administered to all children aged between 6 and 59 months. The disease has spread across 58 out of 64 districts in the country. Dhaka division is the worst affected, followed by Raater, Chattogram, Mymensingh and Burishal. Meanwhile, 8 more patients died with measles symptoms in the past 24 hours, including 1 confirmed measles fatality and 7 suspected cases. Experts believe that successful implementation of the immunization drive will significantly reduce the spread of the disease. Now, international news. Hopes of a diplomatic breakthrough in the US-Israeli war with Iran receded as a new week began with talks aimed at ending the 2-month conflict at a standstill, and both Tehran and Washington showing little willingness to soften their terms. However, the ceasefire is still in effect. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi left mediator Pakistan empty-handed at the weekend, and US President Donald Trump cancelled a planned visit to Islamabad by his envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, dealing back-to-back blows to peace prospects. However, a part of the Iranian delegation who are in Oman will arrive in Islamabad again tonight before a visit to Russia. The Tasnim news agency reported this information, citing Iran's state news agency IRNA. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian told Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif by phone that Tehran would not enter imposed negotiations under threats or blockade. Earlier, US President Donald Trump said he is ready to make a deal with those who are currently in power in Iran, but they should not have any nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC has warned of a more severe than expected response if the enemy miscalculations or launches a new aggression. The information was reported by Iran's state news agency IRNA today. In a statement, the IRGC said if the warlike and promise-breaking enemy makes any mistake or launches new aggression, the strict measures will be taken against them. Amid the ongoing tension in the Middle East, this stern warning from Iran has created new concerns. A gunshot was fired at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C. at the Washington Hilton Hotel in Saturday night. Following the gunshot, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump were rushed out of the White House Correspondents' Association dinner by Secret Service agents. Later at the White House, US President Donald Trump told reporters that the incident would not deter him from the Iran war, although he believed the incident was unlikely linked to the conflict. The alleged gunman has been named as Cole Thomas Allen. The 31-year-old is reportedly from Torrance of California in the southwestern suburbs of Los Angeles and worked as a tutor. Police said he was a guest in the hotel where the dinner was taking place and was carrying multiple weapons, including guns and knives. The alleged gunman has told authorities he was targeting official link to U.S. President Donald Trump. Allen is expected to be formally charged on Monday with several offenses, including using a firearm during a crime of violence. Meanwhile, world leaders expressed shock after a shooter charged a glitzy media gala in Washington on Saturday night attended by U.S. President Donald Trump and relieved that there were no casualties. The Prime Minister of Britain, Israel, India, Canada, Spain, Pakistan and the Mexican president condemned the attack. A bomb attack on a highway in southwestern Colombia has left 14 people dead, with the authorities blaming dissidents of the FARC guerrilla group for the violence. At least 38 people, including 5 children, were injured in the attack on Saturday, which comes a month before the country's presidential election slated for 31st May. The explosion took place on the Pan American Highway in the municipality of Quibdó in the Cauca province. According to local media reports, an explosive cylinder fell onto a minibus and detonated. Condemning the attack, President Gustavo Petro called those responsible terrorists, fascists and drug traffickers. The Saturday attacks is the latest in the string of the explosion targeting public infrastructure. The commander of Colombia's armed forces, Hugo Lopez, said at least 26 incidents have taken place over the last 2 days in the Valle del Cauca and Cauca departments and have only affected civilians. The death toll from Israeli attacks in Lebanon has risen to 2,496. 7,725 people have been injured since the latest conflict began on March 2. The Lebanese Ministry of Health announced this in a statement on Saturday. The country's health ministry also said that the number of displaced people staying in excavation shelters has exceeded 120,000. The number of families taking refuge in these centers has reached about 31,000. Meanwhile, the ongoing ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel will continue for another 3 weeks, starting today. The 10-day ceasefire that began on April 16 was supposed to end today. Last Thursday, a high-level meeting at the White House, mediated by U.S. President Donald Trump, decided to extend the ceasefire. Now, sports news. Cricket. Bangladesh will take on visiting New Zealand in a 3-match T20 series starting tomorrow at the Bishestal Flight Lieutenant Sher Motiraman Stadium in Chattogram, following their 2-1 ODI series victory. Bangladesh captain Liton Dash and New Zealand's Tom Latham unveiled the series trophy today in Chattogram ahead of the opening match.